Very good morning to you, my dear viewers at home, and welcome to another episode of the Today's Woman Show, the show where we seek to educate and inspire women of all ages and from all walks of life. Now, today, I've got a social entrepreneur, that's what she calls herself, in the studio, and I'm going to ask her to explain what that is. But for a young lady, she's achieved what many older women will not even achieve in a lifetime. So today, she's my guest. But before then, I have a quote on social entrepreneurship, and I want to read it to you. And it says, social entrepreneurs are not content just to give fish or teach how to fish. They will not rest until they have revolutionized the fishing industry. And that's a quote by Bill Drayton, who is leading social entrepreneurs changing the world. Now, before we get started, of course, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, and that's Sunlight 2-in-1, and it says, not all washing powders are the same. That's why Sunlight adds freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1, the sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts all day. So please stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Back to the Today's Woman Show, and today I have some news for you. We here at the Today's Woman Show are proud recipients of the Outstanding Female TV Magazine Show, which is an award given to us by the Ghana Women Awards 2013, and that's because you at home nominated us, and it's thanks to the producer and the crew who come in, week out, to give you the best that they can give you. So now, to tell you about my guest today, her name is Bernice Dapaah. But I'd like you to watch this video to give you an inkling to what she does.
Often considered as the cultural hub of Ghana, the Ashanti region is rich in natural resources. It is the most populated region, with about 19.1% of Ghana's population. The center of population of the Ashanti region is located in the Kumasi Metropolitan District. It is located in the middle belt of Ghana. The Ashanti region is also home to the most important gold mine in Ghana at Obuasi. It is a region known to be rich in culture and tradition. The people are heartwarming, and their receptive nature has seen a lot of migrants from both the northern and southern sector of the country settling there. However, despite all these beautiful attractions about the region, employment remains a very important issue which needs urgent attention. The major occupation in all the districts is agriculture, except in the Kumasi metropolis, where sales workers predominate. The majority of the economically active population are self-employed, and mainly in the private informal sector. Having identified this problem, a young woman in the Ashanti region has decided to make use of the rich forestry and also train young girls into becoming resourceful young women in the society. A young global leader of the World Economics Forum member, Bernice Dapaah is a young Ghanaian rising social entrepreneur. She holds a diploma in Human Resource Management and Marketing from the Institute of Commercial Management UK and a bachelor's degree in Business Administration from the Christian Service University College in Kumasi. She has over a decade work experience in both the profit and non-profit industries. Bernice is the executive director of the Bright Generation Community Foundation, a non-profit organization involved in sustainable development. She also serves as the founder and CEO of the award-winning Ghana Bamboo Bikes Initiative, a socio-ecological green initiative that addresses the quadruple problems of climate change, poverty, rural-urban migration, and high unemployment among the youth in rural Ghana by creating employment opportunities and sustainable livelihood job skills for the youth through the building of high-quality handcrafted second-generation bamboo bikes suitable for the high terrain and rough roads and purposeful for the local needs using local bamboo.
Na ehun se eye adwuma ebeboa mpatam ha pa ama titru mebun a wonye adwuma no ana opese osua adwuma no aboa won ti ehun se ya gine tumu a patam ha no ehun beba mfaso pa e de nyame ase sani bremu no biribi sei abaha ebebo mebun no atranse na de opepa so obesua no akaha owie de nyame ye na dum no so bie ne factory akaha enti ade ayade papa.
Under her leadership, Bernice nurtured the Ghana Bamboo Bikes initiative from a project idea which she pledged as a commitment project of President Clinton's Global Initiative University into an award-winning social enterprise that has won several international awards, including the 2013 UNFCCC Momentum for Change Lighthouse Activity Award, Women for Results category, the World Business and Development Award 2012, the UN Habitat Dubai International Best Practice Award 2012, the Samsung Generations for Peace Impact Award 2012, the GIZ Impact Business Award 2011, and the UNEP Seed Initiative Award 2010. In 2013, Bernice Dapaah was named a Vital Voices Lead Fellow, having earlier on won the 2013 International Women Alliance World of Difference Award.
People that are living in these deprived communities, they find it very, very difficult to go to school. Some of them, they can't even get these bicycles. So whenever I visit some of these deprived communities, I see that some of these students are working. Some work 8 miles every single day, because we know students, they come by cars and those things. But some of them, some are 8 years, 9 years, they work 8 miles to school. But the question is, how can they study even when they get a classroom? Because by the time they get there, they're already tired. They wouldn't even get concentration. So that was the main thing that pushed me to be part of it.
Apart from serving as the national coordinator of the National Free Shoes and Educational Supplies Program, which complements the Government of Ghana Free School Feeding and Free Uniforms Program by distributing free shoes and educational supplies to needy school children in deprived communities, she also serves as the national coordinator of the National Free Shoes and Educational Supplies Program, which complements the Government of Ghana Free School Feeding and Free Uniforms Program by distributing free shoes and educational supplies to needy school children in deprived communities. Bernice, who is a member of the World Entrepreneurship Forum, has also been appointed as a member of the World Economic Forum Global Agenda Council on Biodiversity and Natural Capital, made up of the world's foremost intellectual network, convening the most relevant and knowledgeable thought leaders from business, government, academia, and civil society to address key global issues. Bernice sits on the advisory boards of the US-based World Partners for Development and World Intellectual Property Organization, GREEN, in Switzerland. The Today's Woman Show salutes Bernice Dapaah for her desire and passion to ensure that the youth of today have a better future.
Bernice Dapaah, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Audrey.
Why do you call yourself a social entrepreneur?
Audrey, personally, I see myself as a social entrepreneur because I'm trying to make an impact in my community by creating a lot of jobs for young women and also other gentlemen from different platforms. And I'm hoping to be one of the Ghanaian social entrepreneurs in the near future, one of the outstanding ladies, because I'm anticipating that in the next 5 years, when I see my strategic plan, I want to raise 100 social entrepreneurs and also create employment for thousands of young women in this country.
Okay, so where does your passion for social work originate from?
Okay. 2006, I volunteered for some organization, and fortunately, we got the opportunity to travel to Jordan on a project initiated by Prince of Jordan, and they also took us a lot of training. And when we went, they told us that when we come, we should try and start our own initiative. By then, I've been working at the deprived communities, and I grew up from the deprived communities, so things were very difficult for people. And sometimes when I just sit down and reflect that, why is this so? And it was very, very difficult by then. See women going up and down, and when you ask them, they say, I don't have any work to do. But I say, there is something there that we can take advantage of it. You know, we have lands, we have other natural materials there that we can take advantage of of that. It's not only bamboo bicycle that we are doing, but we are also into agribusiness, like encouraging women to go into maize farming, peanut, and those aspects. So that really encouraged me to start as a social entrepreneur and also help the community.
Okay. So where did that idea for the bicycle come from?
Okay. Fortunately, 2010, I got the opportunity to go back to school at Christian Service University College. And when we started, I actually did business and administration, and I specialized in marketing. But through that, our entrepreneurship lecturer and marketing lecturer, they were also, when we started level 100, they were encouraging us to try to come out with projects that after our graduation we can also
bring into fusion.
Yes. And fortunately, during that time, we heard about projects whereby President Clinton initiated called Clinton Global Initiative University. It's a project that they were trying to see how best students around the globe can take advantage to the second generation with their 21st century. What are they going to do to give back to their society? So we presented this project to them, that we wanted to come out with a project that we can use our local raw materials, because by then we were students. What can you do? We actually wanted to use come out with project that we can use our local raw materials. So by then I actually said, okay, I was doing a research, and I got to know that we can use a bamboo to do a lot of stuff. So I called one or two friends, my teammates, and those I discussed with them that, look, I did a research, and I got to know that 1894 there was something like bamboo bicycle, but I think people were not patronizing it. Why not? Because we are not the inventors, but actually I told them that there's something we can do with bamboo bicycle. So no, are you sure? Because bamboo is just a wood, it's just a this. They raised a lot of questions. I said, okay, let's try. Let's do a research and see how we can do that. So we had in touch with some companies into steel bikes, some friends, and those aspects. So by then we actually get in touch with technical schools like Delft investing in Netherlands too. They also came on board, and we were able to come out with a prototype by then 2010.
Okay, that was 4 years ago.
4 years ago. So that's how we started, and immediately we came out with a prototype. We had an award called SAID Initiative, and that opens all the doors for us. Because it wasn't a local award. No, it was an international award by UNEP. Yeah, by then. And then SAID Initiative, the award goes like $5,000 US. So we're able to use it to run our administrative expenses and those aspects. And then they also gave us to a consultant to develop a very comprehensive business plan for us and a proposal. So we are trying to see how best we can send this business plan and proposal to different platforms. So ever since, that's how we are able to get us awards. Like we have about 8 awards now, and a lot of international exposures, marketing from different platforms, media houses, and those aspects. So I think for now
it's going well. But would you say that from conception, when the idea was born, up until now, it's been plain sailing?
Pardon?
Has it been plain sailing? No challenges at all?
Oh, a whole lot of challenges.
Like what?
Because to come out with such projects, you know, it needs to go through a whole lot of process. Quality control test was also a bit difficult because it was quite expensive by then. How to get a individuals or people's concepts, that attention, that what the project that we are coming up with is very viable and very durable, because a lot of people, they don't know that we can use bamboo to manufacture bicycle.
But wouldn't you have thought that automatically you get an award for the thing, so then it becomes something that everybody wants? It wasn't that easy.
It wasn't easy by then. It wasn't easy by then, honestly, because we have to educate people. But they say, oh, bamboo is so risky, bamboo is the okay, so listen. Bamboo is not that risky as you are saying. It doesn't break, it splits. And we treat it, goes through a whole lot of treatment. Look, we use bamboo for building, use bamboo for furnitures, for this, for that, a whole lot of things. So we actually educated a lot of people before they understand what we call bamboo bicycle. And then at the initial stages there were no bamboo bike builders. So we have to invest in them, train them, because sometimes we selected the youth from deprived communities, but that is where the bamboo was found abundantly. And actually we also want to see how best we can control the rural-urban migration. And also in terms of transportation too, we have to transport the bamboo to the cities. Then we have to focus
all that has a cost element.
Yes, that's how we started it. And we have to invest in them, as I said. We have to make sure that their daily expenses and those aspects. So it was quite difficult. Some of them will come and they will stop. But still, my colleagues will say, no, Bernice, let's stop. Are you sure this project is going to work for us? And I said, it is going to work for us. Let's move on. So some of my friends, they stopped alongside the way, but I said, no, I will do it. So this is the men's work, media, I can't do it. And I said, no. Okay, sit down. You can decided not to do, but I'm encouraging you that let's go ahead and we can take this project to different platforms. Because I believe that when you are doing something, you don't have to always replicate what people are doing. We have to come out with very innovative projects, inclusive business model that can tackle the environment, the social aspect and the economic aspect. So that's how we started.
That's how you got started. Now, so you yourself, can you build a bicycle out of bamboo?
Yes.
All the components that go in there.
Yes, I know how to build bamboo bicycle. I teach my ladies. So Millicent now is taking over at the factory, because I travel a lot of late and a lot of administrative work, emails, Skype calls, meetings. So I know how to build bamboo bike.
So now it's no longer having the bamboo specialists cut the bamboo. You train people to cut them and then assemble them at the same time.
Yes, that's what we do.
Now I want to, before we go into, we're going to go for a short commercial break, but before we do that, I just wanted to ask you, as a child, were you creative at all? Because this is something that is artistic. Were you a creative child at all?
Yeah, actually, when I was in school, my senior high school and Sunyai Secondary, I did home economics, and we did something on general knowledge. That one is more of arts. Though, and my grandpa, I was with my grandpa, but my grandpa always encouraged us to do something on our own. I quite remember when I was 12 years, I was having my own maize farm. So always trying to do something. I thought by then he was disturbing us so much. Wake up early in the morning, go and do your work and do something. So that's how it started. I always want to do something on my own.
You always wanted to do something. But we're going to go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about your childhood before you got into bamboo making. Bamboo bicycle making.
Thank you so much.
We're going to go for a commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Today's Women Show. As always, I've got to kowtow to my sponsors, and that's Sunlight 2-in-1. It says, not all washing powders are the same. That's why Sunlight adds freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1, the sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts all day. For those of you who've joined us, I've got Bernice Dapaah, who is the founder of the Bamboo Bicycle, with me here in the studio. Now, you know, everybody's curious into what your upbringing was like, whether that framed or shaped who you are. What was it like growing up in Kumeu?
Okay. In Kumawu was quite comfortable by then because my parents, they were there, but alongside they get divorced and we moved to Bunahafo with my grandpa.
Okay.
Actually, by then things were not that difficult. It were a bit difficult because I was staying with my grandpa in forestry commission. Forestry, they normally build their houses in the outskirts.
Okay.
So going to school, doing other stuff alongside was quite difficult by then. But
when you say difficult, what do you mean by difficult?
In terms of schooling,
okay,
because all the responsibilities on my grandpa by then, and my mommy too was also assisting as my grandpa in one way or the other, and she got an accident alongside. Okay. So my siblings was also quite difficult in terms of education, but actually, as I said, my grandpa did very well, and I was able to complete my junior high school. Through my secondary school too, my mom was also doing the same thing, but after my senior high school was quite difficult because I have to be at home for about 7 years before I can continue my
what did you do? What did you do during those 7 years?
I was working for different companies, organizations like Skills Guild, because I have to look after my siblings.
And your siblings?
My siblings, yeah.
How many siblings did you have?
I have 4.
4 siblings?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 4.
And what are they all doing now?
Okay, two of them, they are outside, they're out of the country. They are in UK.
Okay.
One is schooling and one is also doing something on his own.
Okay.
And my other brother too just completed KUSC.
Okay.
He did chemical engineering, and one also just completed senior high.
That's good. So, that's good.
Yeah.
So you've at least you supported them for the 7 years.
Yeah, I'm very.
But during
very
those
happy.
7 years, did you have a dream?
Yes. By then, looking at the few challenges that I was going through by then, because I actually wanted to go to school, because when people see me like Bernice, I said I want to change my job. I want to bring your certificates, bring this. Oh, okay, I have this bank that we can work with. But I said, but people, they don't really know that I don't have my degree, or I just only have my senior high school. So it was one day that I met a friend. I said, okay, for me, I'm not going to school again. I just want to do something on my own, or my own business. So, Bernice, it's better, even though you want to do your own business, just try to go to school again. So that's how I started. I said, okay, how can I combine my school and working, and I have to do a lot for my siblings too. And the work that I'm doing too is something like it's very difficult. I can't combine it. So, do you want to change your job? And I said, I want to change my job, and what I want to do is to go into NGO. Then look, you have to start volunteering. You have to do it. So through that volunteerism for other organizations, that I got to know that it's good. And that's after the Jordan program, I decided to come and register my own organization. And I have a lot of guys too. They also helped me. I met a guy who was very good. By then he was also into NGO business, and he said, oh, what actually do you want to do in the NGO work? And I said, I want to come out with projects like income generating activity. Okay, then you have to be a social entrepreneur, because you don't have your capital to do that. What do you have to do? So are you doing it on your own? I said, no. I'm looking at, when I look back for my life, I think by then, if for instance, if your parent is not there, what are you going to do? We need to do something on your own. Okay, I want to come out with projects that could empower the youth at different platforms. Either you are SS graduate, you are university graduate, you are from the deprived communities, but projects that we can use our local raw materials to do, because we don't have capital to do that. Because I actually started that I want to do something like go to maybe travel outside, but it didn't
eventually it didn't happen.
Difficult.
But now you can afford to do it.
So much.
You see? But it's obviously that your experiences from your childhood, or from your sort of adolescence, teenage years and early 20s is what shaped who you are today. When you sit back, and I mean, I was looking at you when they were showing the little footage about you. Do you think it's you? How does it feel?
Sometimes when I sit down and look at all these awards, and achievements. Especially, I don't really see it, but when I go to the villages, donating shoes to school children, giving them educational materials like books, uniform, and those aspects, microcredit projects for women into agriculture, this bamboo bicycle project. So when I go, oh, Bernice, how are you? Oh, God bless you, Bernice. Do this. What am I doing?
You don't believe it yourself.
Yeah. So sometimes when I come home and sit down, because sometimes the roads are very bad. Some of them walk miles. Some of the kids are going to school without shoes. And I can't believe this, even though I've seen that when I was young. But I thought within 7-10 years, right now, everything is over. But when you go to other communities, it's still happening. And it's very, very disheartening. It's something that when you are into it, day in and day out, feel like doing more. You can't sleep. You can't sit. Sometimes my mom would tell me, why are you day in up, traveling, going up and this high? You don't know. Once you get yourself to the deprived communities and you get to know that there is the need for you to help do them. Something for you.
Always feel like you need to
doing it. That's all the
time.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, you even had Ban Ki-moon ride your bamboo bicycle.
Yes. That's quite interesting, because I never thought that this bamboo bicycle within 3-4 years. So just recently, 2013, we had an award. That's the Momentum for Change Lighthouse Award for Women. And I was not there personally. By then, I was supposed to go to Dubai on the World Economic Forum. So my colleagues, they went. And looking at how the organizers, Christiana Figaris, as the UNFCC, their boss, how they were so interested about this, passionate about bamboo bicycle, and they said the way that Ban Ki-moon came. Wow, are you sure who did this?
But we have a footage of Ban Ki-moon riding the bicycle, so let's watch it.
This used to be a dream for all the boys in Korea when I was young, because we couldn't afford even a bicycle. Now this is a good way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
And the good thing is, so these are made in Ghana. They're made out of bamboo. They're made by women. They're fantastic, and the women are teaching other women to make these bamboo bikes out of and to make them and then sell them, so that they have another income for themselves.
Christiana Figueres, she says, these are made in Ghana, and the women are teaching other people how to make money for themselves, etc., etc. Where do you get the non-bamboo parts from?
Okay, we get it from Ghana, and some of them we import them. Yeah, currently by then we were importing the other part, like the hair tube and those aspects, but we are working with other steel companies here to get us the product here, because actually we want to make sure that most 90% of the raw materials are being made in Ghana.
You know, we're pushing for made in Ghana now.
Oh yes.
So everything has to be done here.
Yes, that's how.
So how is sourcing for the raw materials? Is it easy?
Yeah, the
sourcing for the bamboo you're getting locally. How about the other bits that you were talking about, the head?
The head tube,
head tube.
Yes, head tube. No, for now it's not easy. Initial stages was quite difficult, because we are trying to get out with companies that can produce for us in a large quantity. By then we are not having monies to do that, but now we are able to do that in a large quantity. And the bamboo too is found abundant in Ghana. Everywhere you go, there is bamboo. Some of the farmers even want us to come and harvest it from their farms.
Take it for free. So you're getting it at next to nothing.
Yeah, but actually we compensate them. Yeah, and
we're going to talk about how this your bamboo stuff is affecting the environment, the cutting down of bamboo trees. But that's another thing. How many bicycles have you done to date?
Okay, so far we've produced about 400 to 500 bicycles.
400 to 500 bicycles.
Yes.
And are they locally, all found locally? But were they sort of sold locally, or?
Oh, most of them are being exported.
They're being exported.
Yeah, most of them are being.
Why not being sold locally?
Okay, currently the price of bamboo bike, because we've not been able to go into mass production, we sell it from 300 to 500 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Some of them are quite expensive, but we're hoping that by the close of the year we could broaden our scope to different regions. We are yet to start another one in Brunahafo, and we are anticipating that we can produce not at least 500 to 10,000 bicycles every year, because there is a huge market, and especially after Ban Ki-moon shown at Warsaw, Poland, like a bunch of emails day in and day out, social invested. How can you get in touch with you? Can you do technology transfer for us in maybe United States? Do it in some of the East Africa, West Africa.
Have you got a patent for it?
Yes, we've registered it. We've registered it. Yeah,
it's very important.
Yeah, we've registered
because when you have these people coming in and sleeping, they want to steal your idea and mass produce it because they have the infrastructure to do so.
Yeah, we've registered. Other countries too, they've also started it. They've started it. But it's how you're going to position your product. That's the most important. So
how do you secure the joints of the bicycle?
Okay, it's more of technical aspects.
Okay.
It goes through a whole lot of process. We use fiber, we use epoxy. I'm sure one day you have to be there. I want to teach you how to do bamboo bicycle.
Oh my God.
Very good. Very interesting, because
I want to ride one though.
Oh yes, no problem. I will give you one.
I want to ride a
we'll
bamboo
give you
bicycle.
One.
Maybe that will become my daily exercise.
Yeah, it's very so good.
But you also have a passion for the kayaye. Of course, in your region as well. When we go, we're going to go for commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, thank you.
Viewers, please stay with us. Welcome back to the Today's Women Show. I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors once more, and it's Sunlight 2-in-1. It says not all washing powders are the same. That's why Sunlight adds freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1, a sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts all day. Now, your passion with kayaye, how did that come about?
I started this initiative whereby to work with kayaye people and see how best, because for me, being a community worker, sometimes when you go to the deprived communities, I get that sense of working with such people
and the privileged
people. And sometimes when I'm in the office, I sometimes leave the office very late when there's a deadline for us to meet, sometimes 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I'm still in the office doing other work when there's deadline. But when you close, there was one day when we closed, it was raining cats and dogs, and these young ladies, they were sleeping in front of stores, and it was raining. So I was just driving and looking at them. I said, what are they going to do? Because where they were sleeping, there wasn't any fence for them. So I saw them carrying their bowls and their clothing and other stuff, and said, wow, so we are going home to sleep. So where are they going to sleep? But I could see some of them, their clothes wet. So it's kind of a bit. So I was sitting there when I went home. I was sitting and said, hey, so life is quite sometimes a bit strange, because we are comfortable at home sleeping. But so about a month ago, I sat down and said, okay, let's see how best we can get these young ladies on board in the near future, whereby we are expanding our industry. So let's prepare a questionnaire and see if they are interested about the project. But when we did that, some of them were still comfortable with that work that they are doing. Some of them said, okay, they don't really want to do that anymore. Not even if it's bamboo bag or seamstress or wherever, they want to do that. So we've been visiting them, encouraging them, teaching them what to do, and we have a list of kayaye now that with the new factory we are going to help. They are also going to be on board. We're going to make sure that we get accommodation for them at where we are going to have the workshop.
So that they have somewhere to stay.
Yes, like a hostel. That's where they are going to stay. Yeah. So we're going to work that one to balance it with their salaries, monthly salaries, and those aspects. So we are taking them, we are grooming them, educating them. This is that. Because some of them, if you don't educate them well, once they get into it, they will still go back to that.
But and when you talk about education, you're not talking about reading and writing education.
No.
You're just educating them in the art of making the bicycle. Is that what it is?
Yes.
But does one need a certain basic level of education to come into what you're doing?
No, not at all, because it goes through a whole lot of process. If you want to be a bamboo bike builder, or you want to be in the bamboo bike industry, those people who do the harvesting, those who do the treatment, those who do the filing, tacking, just like carpentry work. And some of them too are very technical. We need to get engineers on board to do that. So each and everyone
has their role to play.
Yes.
Now you did say something about some of them that you approach. They actually don't want their circumstances to change. Do you think this kaya thing, the kaya you thing, is a cultural thing? Is it a cultural thing? They think, well, we come in, our work is to be head porters, and then we do that till I don't know when, and then that's it.
I don't actually say that much, because that is what they were able to get at the moment, and that is what they have. But because when they come to, for instance, moving from most of the deprived communities or the villages to Kumasi, what are they going to do? And most of them to like more of culture, and sometimes it's not of that, because some of them they don't really want to go into, they don't want to continue in that Kayoyo business. They really want to shift from it to different angle, but they don't really know how they should go about it, who should encourage them, who should direct them, do this, do that. So they are so happy about the group thing that we've done for them. Some of them today even call you, okay, we want to come, is it possible we can meet today, this and that, and even started training some of them, and they are encouraging some of their colleagues to come on board for training. So I don't actually see it as a culture thing. It's something that it can be addressed.
One's desire.
Yeah.
Now, do you find that you have to discipline some of the girls when they're working? Are they disciplined, or they have to come into your environment and they've got to learn your rules?
Sometimes they need to be disciplined, but sometimes they need to be disciplined because time is one aspect. Okay, you have to be at work
at a certain time.
At a certain time. But some of them they feel like, okay, I was into this and I manage my own time. But we have deadlines. Okay, we have to produce bicycle and send it to United States. Because customers, they want to test it how it is. But some of them, okay, see them, they are chatting while they are working and that kind of stuff. So I go, please be on your toes, because we have a deadline by the end of the month. We need to
produce this.
So that's how it is. But in a polite way,
you're
very
able to do
polite
that.
way. Yeah.
Do you think that your age and your gender has been a challenge for you in what you're doing?
Yeah, somehow. Because, for instance, as I said, when we started this initiative, people thought we were joking. It's not something real, something viable, we can go into it. But a lot of discouragement, a lot of this. Sometimes when you go to approaching people for funding and those aspects, for technical support in terms of financial aspects, it's a whole lot of challenges. But I think by God's grace, we are moving.
To do it.
Yeah, so that's okay for us.
But it's not only God's grace, it's your diligence as well.
Yes, thank you.
It's your diligence as well. And He has added the grace.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But I think that it's your diligence.
Sure.
You wake up, you have a dream, you've held onto the dream, and you're working hard.
Sure.
By all means, He's blessing your efforts.
Thank you.
That's why you are where you are right now.
Sure.
Who is your role model?
Currently, especially, I need to be honest. When I see young ladies who are trying to do something, I don't have specific like
role models.
Like Audrey is my role model, but when I see young ladies who are trying to come out with something, I feel so very like happy about them. It always motivates me because it's not easy when you are starting something on your own. So it has been my role model. That's something that keeps on motivating me. And personally, when sometimes I look at my strategic plan, what I want to do in the next 2 years, the next 5 years, or the next 10 years, it keeps on motivating me day in and day out.
Because that's a question I'm going to ask you. What are you going to do? But don't hold the thought and be thinking it through properly, because I'm going to ask you that question.
Sure.
Okay, but then we have a word, a sort of a word of encouragement, a word of support for you from the co-founder and Jasihini of Twasi.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I want you to watch the screen and see what he had to say.
Oh, really?
I just don't even know the word I should use to qualify this woman. This woman, she's my mentor. I love everything about her. You know, she's so compassionate. She loves youth, especially people in deprived communities. She can't watch them like that. And it's not only this bamboo bike we are also even into. We're also into the Menstrual Pass for Dignity initiative to also produce sanitary pads for young girls in deprived communities, because some of them don't even go to school because they can't afford it. Some uses rags and those things. So with the kind of woman she is, she has everything. I just don't know how to even qualify her. She's compassionate, she's loving, she's caring. You know, sometimes, even though I might sometimes do something wrong, but the way she will even approach you just to alert you of something that you did that it was wrong is something else. She's an extraordinary woman I've ever met, and I love her. That's why she's my mentor. One thing that I also love so much about Bernice is that she's an extremely hardworking woman. You know, sometimes she makes me wonder the kind of woman she is. Can you imagine sometimes as early as 6:30 you get to the office and she's already there? And sometimes she also go my around 10:30. So when I'm leaving, I go, Sister Bernice, are you not saying, Winnie, I'm not that with what I'm doing? So she's a hardworking woman, and I really want to be like her, and I want to do her sport because she's so hardworking and she's so dedicated and devoted with this work.
Sabenya santemem hadie oba awo kokoduro na owo adwen se obeye nsie ana obetua na mo wo bibi ho no na edna toto ye na ba pani ho nti me fe no oba pani ya santewa free say ohwe ne akokoduro ohwe na de ye ne mfie a wodi a wonya sa adwene no a ena kwasem ni na oye obi a wogine tuma eyeye oba mpatam nso a eyeye free say adwene kita no no oye oba sabe na emudu nti yagina tumprekope obi ehwe kwan se omampani obeba no ena di adwuma beba Ghana hanya me ehira yendodo mpempura ye kan enya de mpukurum ha yeton ye twagu keke emfa so jakura keke na obi enya adwene se obetumi de aye dade ponko motorbike a nipa betumi yusu onti adwuma wo ho me sere mebun no se enye broni adwuma nko a na emum wa nso so betumi atrase ama wada yeso no obetumi aye adwuma yesre yenuanom ahemfo no se omie kwan ma mebun sa ama obi ba na mpesua so se o pe ba bia atena na waye bibi se ya ono so apia no.
How did that make you feel hearing her? You're laughing, Bernice.
It's quite interesting, but actually I'm so happy about that. It's very supportive, especially when we were trying to approach the farmers in terms of harvesting the bamboos for our products. We went to see him before, because traditionally when you go to,
you can't just cut off something from someone's land.
So he approached them very nice for us, and then actually that's how we started it. So the man is very good. We actually like that.
So that was the Jasihini of Twaso.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope I said the Twaso. Okay. Now we have your brother Louise on the line as well.
Sure.
Yes, it's a surprise for you. Hello, good morning, Louise.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for accepting to contribute to the show today. We're honoring your sister Bernice in the studio today.
Oh, okay.
So tell us a little bit about her.
Bernice is a hardworking lady. Very bold and courageous. And always consistent.
She's always consistent.
Yes, please.
You are one of her younger siblings, are you?
Yes, please.
So she supported you in getting you through school, didn't she?
Yes.
And so what do you want? What would you like to say something special to her today?
Oh, I asked for God guidance and protection for her. And I pray to God that whatever she's doing should be always in progress.
Well, we want to thank you so much for your time and for accepting to join us here today.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Well, that was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yes. you
didn't know we were going to do that to you. Well, no, it's okay. We like to surprise you every now and again on the Today's Woman show.
Thank you.
Oh, now, I was talking to you about this. This is the 21st century. Environments are in danger. We're talking about global warming. We're talking of deforestation, afforestation. You have it. Now, you're cutting bamboo trees, which is not necessarily good for the ozone layer. What are you doing in order that the effect is not negative, and that you're actually making sure that this thing that we're talking about, the depletion of the ozone layer, is actually not coming home to stay?
Okay. We've made it in such a way that we've developed a concept that when we harvest one bamboo, we're going to plant or cultivate 10 bamboos. Yes, that's good, because it's also going to help us to sustain a business in terms of raw materials. And as you know, bamboo also produces a lot of carbon, oxygen that balances carbon.
That I didn't know. You're teaching me today.
That is also very important. And also even the idea of encouraging a lot of people to ride bicycle when they are going to work and those aspects is very good. Because when you go to Netherlands, you know, a lot of people ride bicycle. I happened to be there, it was very, very motivating. I was very, very excited, impressed, because even politicians are riding bicycle when they are going to...
Oh, it's in the West. It's in the West. You find somebody who's got so much money, they can ride a Rolls Royce, a Bentley. They go to work by bicycle. Yeah,
and as you know, when you ride bicycle, you're trying to reduce carbon emission because
which is true.
Fossil fuel and those aspects. So at the end of the day, we going into bamboo bicycle, motivating a lot of people to ride bicycle. We're also trying to mitigate climate change issues. So that is that.
So there's always, in a balance. There's always the balance. Now you did marketing. So I'm asking you to sell your product here on the Today's Woman show. There are bicycles that are being brought in from the West, from China, shiploads, container loads daily, as opposed to your bamboo bicycle. Why should I go for your bamboo bicycle?
Oh, first, there's a bamboo bicycle is environmentally friendly. Second aspect is it's a project it's being made locally in our country, and it's a project that is trying to employ a lot of youth. You know, the used bicycles or the metal ones rust. Bamboo bicycle doesn't rust.
Don't you get termites or insects, the elements eating at the bamboo?
No, we treat
it properly.
We treat the bamboos, and you can easily maintain it when it gets spoiled. And even we are trying to motivate our customers. Some of the farmers, we've introduced a new type of bicycle, which is cargo bikes, and the bamboo bicycle with the tricycle that the farmers are going to use to carry loads when they're
coming back and forth from their farms.
You
know, the one I thought was very pretty is the one with the basket in front. It's so beautiful.
Oh, really?
The one the one with the basket in front.
You know, then Audrey, I have a nice bicycle for you here today. It's true.
No, you're joking.
It's true, with a nice basket.
Oh, you're joking. Yes, and I didn't tell you that. I'm excited. I'm going to ride this bicycle. If only my sound piece would allow me to. Oh my God! If it even has my name written on it. Aren't I truly blessed? This is a beautiful piece. Oh my God, I could kiss and hug you. Well, we're going to try and do a cyber one. Oh, I'm really, really touched. I really appreciate this.
Suddenly, you are doing a whole lot of good things for the young ladies. You are motivating us on a different platform. Because when I had an invitation to be on Today's Woman show, I said, wow, is that Bernice? This is my first time.
I'm not quite finished with you. You can't give me a gift and then leave this place without one. So this is also another award.
Wow. So
this is for you.
More hours for me.
I don't like only to receive. I love to give as well.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Right.
So you can't come and give me a whole bicycle, and I can't give you something to remember your time here on the show. So this one is only for you, and it's got your name, like mine, engraved on it. You know, somebody would think this was all orchestrated, you know, but then it's good that you think that we have like minds.
Sure.
So this is for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming here. But I'm not going to let you go till you tell us what your plan is for the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years, for now we've made in such a way that we have a strategic plans for the next 2 years. The next 2 years is to see how best we can make the bamboo bicycle more viable, more interesting to both local and international platforms, and train a lot of youth to on board, because the more you train the youth, the more you can expand it to different.
Empowering them.
Yeah, empowering them, and also meeting your customers' demand, because the more hands on it, the more they are able to produce it. As I told you, if we are able to produce 500 to 1,000 bicycles every month, there is market. So we want to make sure that for the first 1 to 2 years, we expand the industry, train more youth, and for the next 5 years we are hoping to broaden our scope to different regions, also diversifying our production from bamboo not from bamboo, but expand it to other bamboo handicrafts like bamboo charcoals, because when you are producing the bamboo bicycle, we get a lot of surplus that we can use it for bamboo charcoal and briquettes. That's another form of
briquettes, and briquettes do very well.
Yeah,
we will stop using charcoal and start using briquettes.
As another economic empowerment for the youth. So that is what we want to do, and also set a standard like bamboo bicycle, Ghana bamboo bicycle, be one of the nice economic empowerment.
This is fantastic.
For the
you've given me something to keep me fit. I'm just going to get on this bicycle, trust me, this afternoon and ride around the place. I want to say something to you. Whatever that you're doing, continue to do it. You're going to go very, very far.
Thank you so much.
And there's one thing I've gotten from you sitting here with me today. There's in no way of all this conversation have you thought about how you're enriching yourself. It's all about giving back. And it's very rare to find people who are not thinking of doing things and not thinking of the material aspect of how much they're going to get in return. Yours is only about giving back, you know, and because you think about people, it'll always come back to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm most grateful.
So viewers, we've come to the end of the show. I hope you've enjoyed Bernice's story. And I think we should all take a leaf out of her book. And we should just believe in ourselves, start something, be committed to it, and certainly something will come out of it. I want to thank the sponsors of the show, and the sponsors of the show are Sunlight 2-in-1, and it says not all washing powders are the same. That's why Sunlight adds freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1, the sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts all day. I want to thank you viewers at home for spending the last hour with me. I want to thank you again for this award. It means a lot to us here, especially to the producer and to the crew. Not to me, I don't do very much. I just come and sit here week in, week out and make it. I mean, this was under my last producer, Miss Cecilia Sari, and it's also actually for my current producer, Sheila Ajiman as well. And of course, my cameramen, I can't even start calling them. There are lots and lots of them week in, week out. I'll leave you with a quote, and it's from David Bornstein, and it's How to Change the World, Social Entrepreneurs and the Power of New Ideas. An idea is like a play. It needs a good producer and a good promoter, even if it is a masterpiece. Otherwise, the play may never open, or it may open, but for a lack of an audience, close after a week. Similarly, an idea will not move from the fringes to the mainstream simply because it is good. It must be skillfully marketed before it will actually shift people's perceptions and behavior. And you can see that Bernice Dapaah did exactly that. So I want to thank you once more. Till next week. Next week is Easter week. So we've got a fun weekend planned for you next weekend. So stay blessed. See you. Bye-bye.